If you can't tell by the video, today is going to be a wrap-up video. And, well, I decided to do it with wine because it is almost 3 o'clock here. And this is my last Thursday I'll have off for the rest of the year. So, yeah, I'm going to drink to that. Um, it depends on how much I ramble on about the 4 books that I read in September. If I'm going to attach the TBR to it or if I'm going to make a separate video for that. But yeah, so anyway, let me just get on with that. For the month of September, I read 4 books. I might as well say I started 5, but I finished 4. The first book was Tamora Pierce's First Test. And I stopped reading that because it was an online library copy. I stopped reading that because a book became available that I had heard things about. And so when that immediately came available, I decided to send that back to, the Webiverse, the online library thing. And I immediately downloaded Tampa by Alyssa Nutting. And I'll just say that it deals with, a female sexual predator, because that's basically what it deals with. And I've never really read anything like that. I don't know, I kind of cringe when I hear about stuff like that on the news when it's dealing with men and kids. So I don't know. I actually don't even know what made me decide to pick this book up. But I read it. I enjoyed it. I was nauseated while I read it. And let me first say it, I got it in audiobook because I know how I am. If I had to sit with my Kindle or if I had bought the physical copy, I wouldn't have been able to push myself through it. I would have had to stop quite often because a lot of stuff didn't sit well with me. But I had it on an audiobook and I kind of just had it playing in the background. And I don't know, I treated it like a horror movie. You know, when you get to the scary part on the video and you just close your eyes or you cover your eyes or you turn your head. That's kind of what I did with a lot of the parts in this book. I covered my ears. I stepped out of the room and let it play. I went off and my mind went to other places because I just didn't want to, I guess, listen to what was happening in that particular scene. But I will say I did give it I believe it was a 3-star rating. I really can't stand that Goodreads doesn't have like a half-star rating because it actually wasn't that bad of a story. Again, it didn't sit well with me because of the topic, but it was not that bad of a story. So yeah, that was the first book I completed for the month. The second book I read and completed of September was Time on Time by Sherilyn Kenyon, and I gave this book a 3-star rating. And this is just following Ren and Kateri, and it has something to do with the Mayan calendar, that, all that stuff that went on back in 2012, and it's a race against time to reset the clock and save the world. And yeah, it was really good. I love Sherilyn Kenyon, but I can't stand that she's constantly recapping things that happened in previous books. Like, I get the recapping of whatever, I can't remember the book that's directly before this one. I get the recapping of that, but sometimes she goes back further and she talks about other character stories inside this story, and it just irritates me sometimes. And I know you can kind of read, you can read these out of order, but whenever I tell people to start her books, I tell them all to start from the beginning. I even tell them to go to Fantasy Lover, which isn't technically a part of the Dark Hunter series, although the characters are in the series. That book is just like a standalone or a prequel to the series. But anyway, yeah, so I kind of get tired of constantly, because I read it, that's why. I kind of get tired of constantly, the recaps constantly of the other characters. The epilogue, though, that was my favorite part. That was the best. This has to probably be the best epilogue that I've read that I could remember. I really enjoyed that epilogue. It was cute. And so yeah, Time on Time, 3-star rating. Yeah, so the other book, I believe I just made September the month of Sherilyn Kenyon because I finished this massive book, and it's Styx by Sherilyn Kenyon. And this, oh my god, 5 stars. I'm just gotta 5 stars. The one of the best books I read this year. And yeah, I read some pretty good books this year. But it just follows Acheron, however you pronounce his name, his brother Styx, his twin brother Styx. And you just, basically you're getting Styx's side of their entire life, because I don't know if I want to give away too much, but anyway, their lives are joined. You gotta read Acheron's story to get all the good details. But in Acheron's story and all the other prior Dark Hunter stories, Styx is just like the horrible twin brother from hell. But it's always, you know, 3 sides to a story. Yours, his, and somewhere in between is the truth. And so you got, oh my god, I don't really even know how to describe it. It's just, this book was just a lot more triggering than Acheron's was. Oh my god, just, you guys gotta read. If you haven't read any of her books, read Acheron's and Styx. And you don't have to read, you can read these 2 before you read the rest of them. It doesn't matter. But I always say, if you're gonna read, you know, if you're gonna read only these 2, start with Acheron, because you need to get his side of the story, and then you get his side of the story. And basically, I'm not even gonna lie, Styx's story is the truth. Like, basically, it's the truth. So you that book got a 5-star rating. I cried, I was angry, I threw the book. I mean, she took my heart, ripped it out, stomped on it, ripped it up into little bitty pieces, and then put it back together, kissed the boo-boo, gave it to me with a simple sorry. Like, I can't with Sherilyn. No, I just can't. So, yes, definitely my favorite book of September and top 5 of the year so far. The final book I read, again, month of Sherilyn Kenyon, but I read Inferno by Sherilyn Kenyon, which is just her young adult book following Nick Gaucher, who is a character that I used to love in the beginning of the series. And something happens and I can't stand him now, the adult Nick. And she's redeeming him with this series here. And I gave this book a 4-star rating, I believe, because for the genre and the topics that she talks about in all of the books, I really enjoy it. But again, she's kind of long-winded, and it's kind of a repeating of things, and then you kind of got all these different mythologies, and that's another thing that I forgot to talk about in the Dark Hunter series. You got all these different mythologies that she mixes together, and sometimes it's kind of hard to keep up with it. So that's why I knocked off a point or whatever, because yeah. But the ending of this made me excited for Illusion, and I will have a book haul coming up, and that will more than likely be in it, depending on if I get this coupon that I see floating around from Barnes & Noble, and I can go buy it with my 20% off. So yeah, that was it for my TBR for September. Oh no, not TBR. I didn't even have that much wine, and I'm already messing stuff up. But that was it for my wrap up for September. What books did you all read? What was your favorite that you read of the month, and have you read any of the ones that I read? Even, you know, First Test, if you read that and you completed it, let me know if you like it, so I can know if I should bump it up on my TBR for the upcoming months. Okay, yeah, I will see you in the very next video, because this is kind of long, so I'm gonna chop it up and do my TBR. And in like the next 5 minutes. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.